What's going on, guys? Hope you guys are doing well. And I'm just going to go ahead and make this video about, something that I kind of learned earlier today. So today, I went to the UPS and I went to go get my mail. And it's right near where I work. And for one, I'm not an essential worker. I need to go back to work. Hopefully, I will go back to work. And here's the thing. For one, I'm just so grateful that I live with my parents. I don't pay rent. I'm not, and I'm just so grateful and appreciative of that. And it's crazy because at first I wanted to, quit my job. If you look at my other videos, I'm not really too fond of my job. I'm not really too fond of, just stuff that I really I just hate it. I hate bussing tables. I don't like that's such an introverted thing. Like if you are someone who is a who doesn't like talking to people, who doesn't really like, you know, conversing or whatever, that's the job for you as a high school student. That's for you, I as someone who likes talking, as someone who enjoys talking, it's not for me. And you know what? Here's another reason why I didn't like my job. It's because, I wanted to be friends with the people there, and I don't know what it was. It's like they have their own friend group. I mean, I feel like a lot of people can relate to that. I feel like people can relate to, someone not being ousted, being that outcast, not really having friends at their workspace or whatever. And my supervisor said it too. She said like, "Dude, every time you come in, you just look unhappy." And it's just like I am unhappy. I was unhappy, and to be honest with you, ever since the pandemic happened, I felt better. At first, it was hard for me to adjust, and I was having a lot of anxiety at the time. It was definitely a force onto me. And then I started to consume just movies. I started to watch more stuff. I started to watch more TV. And, something that I really like, I love stories. I love listening to stories. I love learning about stories. I love learning about people. I love just watching people. I love that. I understand people. Maybe not to a certain extent. I feel like I need to learn more about people, just how they interact, how they, you know, just whatever. But I really love doing that, and I started to do that again. First with Moonlight, then with other television shows, and you know what? I was consuming the wrong content because, I was, you know, looking at people, social media, all this different stuff. And, I was like, fuck, dude, just, I mean, look, I mean, I, I don't even know what to say. And ever since I started consuming that, I felt better and better and better. And look, I mean, I'm fine right now. I mean, I just feel so much better, even if, I don't have money. I feel like money changes me. So I don't know if it's money or the job or whatever. But look, 2 years ago, I was dead broke. I didn't have any money. I couldn't even afford, my mom couldn't even afford shit. She could only afford the fucking house. And, I'd always go to McDonald's, get the dollar cup, and every time I found a penny or a quarter, I picked it up, put it in a jar. Every time I had like a couple bucks, I'd buy myself something cheap from McDonald's and shit like that. It's crazy. Like, but then I started getting money, and then I just started to be unhappy. I couldn't spend my time with people. I don't know what it was. It might have been because I was in a really toxic relationship at the time. I didn't feel loved. I didn't feel, all this different stuff. But I really truly do think, I mean, here's the thing, I'm always a true believer of karma, of just straight, just, just, I feel like everything that you put in comes back. Or, even even if it's not as, like, if you give to a million people and you feel like nothing is coming back, you have to be aware. Just being aware. Awareness is the number one thing that I feel like people aren't using. And then, because to me, if I give to a million people, it's perspective. Everything is perspective. I mean, like, if I give to a million people, I'm alive afterwards. I mean, and then I think about it, it's like, oh, I'm alive. I have teeth. I have hair. I have eyes. I can see, all these different stuff. And dude, I mean, it's just like, everything is perspective. I mean, escaped, sexual abuse. When I was a baby, I escaped so much stuff, physical, sexual abuse, emotional abuse. My mom was drinking while I was in the womb with her, when I was before I was adopted, taken away and put into a foster home away from everybody else, and adopted by two beautiful people who I call my parents to this day. And I really do truly think that happened for a specific reason. Not just to keep me safe, not just for me to, grow up in a better area or whatnot. I truly believe they did this because I have something to give to this world. I really truly think that I do have something to give to this world. I mean, look, I deal with anxiety, depression. I used to judge myself all the time, 24/7, 365 days a year. And look, dude, it doesn't do anybody any good. It never does. But once I allowed myself to stop just judging myself and just being okay with it, it took time. Look, it took time. I think it took like maybe like 5 months, but people might say, oh, you wasted it. You could have just made money. You could have just done this. Fuck that shit. I don't care about money. Money's cool. Money's fucking awesome. I love how people can, go from poverty to making $1 million over the course of 14, 15 years. But look, I'm not about money. I'm about putting positivity in the world, changing the world, really making an impact on a macro scale. There's no way, there is no way I'm able to do that at the status I am right now, of course. But I mean, look, it's I talked with Gary Vee last week. It's micro speed, continuing to talk like this, continuing to talk to you guys, and macro patience. I mean, it's going to be maybe 10 years before I get my spot. I finally solidify myself. I finally get enough TikTok followers. I don't care anymore. I don't. I'm sorry, guys. I really don't care, what people think anymore. It hurts, but you know what? It hurts in the short term. But over the long term, it's going to be just an amazing thing. And I just feel like I have so much to talk about. But it's funny. I was going to tell you my job. I feel like, I don't know if I told you guys, but my job is on the line. That's what I was going to talk about, but I went on a complete tangent. That's funny to me. And the fact that I forgot that I was going to lose my job only goes to show just how much I grown and how much that wasn't on my mind. That's pretty crazy to me. I guess this is a new chapter. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave it at that and see what's going on. Probably gonna make a few TikToks. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and leave it at that. And you guys have a wonderful day.